Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is now 3:57 p.m. Central, 4:57 p.m. Eastern, and 2:57 p.m. Mountain, and you have a live look at a significant severe thunderstorm north of San Francisco, California right now, producing damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour. If we take a look at velocities, we can see an extremely high pocket of winds west of Nevada, north of San Francisco, and we've already had gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour reported on the north side of San Francisco. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. This is for Inverness, also areas like San Rafael, Paradise Cay, and Dogtown, California. Again, a gust of 58 miles per hour was recorded by a mesonet near Woodacre, California, which is a severe limit wind gust, and that was an hour ago, so things have strengthened even more since then, and we are talking about this significant severe thunderstorm now in between San Francisco and Santa Rosa. Now, this is slowly but surely starting to weaken now, but we can see that it is still definitely a significant thunderstorm making its way onto shore here near San Pablo Bay. We've had gusty winds knock out power in the Vacaville area, areas like Napa, California as well. We have got ourselves a big-time atmospheric river event unfolding, which is the whole cause of this in the first place. But we were expecting this mostly to be a problem for big-time winter storm. A lot of snow, maybe some flooding rain, stuff like that. But that did not end up being the case. We do have a few severe thunderstorms out there today on the west coast of California. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you're moving indoors and away from windows immediately. We were not expecting to do this stream today. I was not totally prepared, but we kind of got a little quick setup going here. So what's going on, everybody? Good to see the usual crowd back in here once again. How's it going? Let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat so that we know what areas to watch out for. What's up, Ethan, Levi, Jesse, Weston, Kevin? We got Clint. How's it going, everybody? What's going on? Yeah, that's another thing that we are going to talk about later, Kevin. Tomorrow, obviously, we do have an isolated threat for severe weather across sections of the Tennessee River Valley. If we take a look at the Storm Prediction Center, we can see that we have a Day 2 marginal risk of severe weather for sections of Middle Tennessee and southern as well as central Kentucky here. This includes areas like Nashville, Tennessee, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, areas up into portions of Appalachia even. So we are going to be watching out for that tomorrow for maybe a couple isolated damaging wind gusts and tornadoes even. But that's something that we'll discuss further later in this stream. As well as that, we could be talking about an ice storm with that same system that brings significant ice accumulations to sections of the Midwest and also portions of the Northeast as well as southern New England. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right back into our coverage here. Again, damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour have been recorded on the north side of San Francisco, California here. So if you're in this area, please, please, please seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, or excuse me, not on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, but do make sure that you are getting indoors and away from windows. I kind of put on my tornado warning voice there, but no, we are seriously watching for some significant damaging winds, though. Again, these have knocked out thousands of customers' powers already across especially sections of San Mateo County. Now we're mainly watching this storm in portions of Marion and Sonoma counties in Northern California here. Again, this is a pretty significant thunderstorm out here right now, just north of San Francisco, bringing significant damaging winds. Now, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, we do have Stormer Media. They are on this storm as well, but they are chasing the winter storm portion of this atmospheric river. As we mentioned, we're not just talking about severe weather. We're mainly going to be talking about feet of snow across sections of the Sierra Nevada, other areas of mountainous California as well. And we are currently watching Stormer Media chase through some of that. Now, temperatures have risen a little bit as we are starting to get to the peak daylight heating hours. So right now in their area, temperatures are sitting in the 40s. So a lot of this is rain. They're not really in the mountainous regions of California right now anyways, but they will be re-entering them soon, and temperatures will continue to drop as we get later into the evening and the sun starts to set. So we'll likely see more of that snow start to take over with this system again very soon. The good news with that is that this severe weather threat will tone down significantly whenever that happens. So give me just a second here. Let me get this message pushed out to as many people as possible. I encourage you guys to do the same, because this was a very unexpected threat. Again, I was not expecting to have to go live today, but here we are, live now with severe weather in California. There we go. Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, the storm chasing ban did pass, but it has several caveats on it. So again, we got quite a few things to talk about today, not even related to the severe weather event in California. But while this is ongoing, this is something that we should focus on, because this is an area where we have thousands of people potentially in the thick of things here. So we're going to watch out for this. Give me 1 second here. Let me get a post out on Twitter. Again, make sure to share this stream with as many people as possible, because a lot of people are not expecting this. And whenever the severe weather threat does start to die down, we're also going to be going over our big-time severe weather threat for tomorrow across sections of the Tennessee Valley. So, I want to watch out for all that. Yeah, please don't spam, guys. Thank you to all the mods keeping the chat under control. Sorry, again, I was not really prepared to do this, so I'm not really in the swing of things right now. But we are here, and that is all that matters. So, again, damaging winds on the north side of San Francisco with this severe thunderstorm here. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour, definitely going to be a possibility there. So far, we've had gusts up to 60 reported. You're out there in Sacramento, California. Yeah, Sacramento, California right now is going to be dealing with some of that rain as well. Luckily, you're not really dealing with any severe thunderstorm threat, but we are talking about some rain showers off and on, also some big-time damaging winds and flooding possible. So hopefully you're staying safe out there in Sacramento, Val. But I appreciate you tuning in. Let me know what things are looking like out there right now. If you got any updates on the flooding or anything, make sure to let me know. What's up, Gooseman? How's it going? Again, we're talking about damaging winds here on the north side of San Francisco at the moment. Did I make an X post? I think I did. Let's see, chat. We did. Alright, bet. Okay. So again, we're going to be talking about isolated damaging winds of 60 to 65 miles an hour. You just got a warning it's coming your way. Yeah, would just be like a warning coming through on like the app's individual level. It's nothing from the National Weather Service or anything right now for the Sacramento area. Again, the area that we're going to be watching for severe weather right now is just north of San Francisco. Some of those storms sweeping onto shore there did manage to reach severe limits, mainly because gusts were already well elevated out here. It's not like these are actually too intense thunderstorms or anything. We're really just going to be watching for wind. As you can see, no hail threat with these. There's no tornado threat with these. Really just going to be looking out for some wind. Now, I wouldn't rule out an isolated pocket of rotation or something that maybe produces a brief land spout, but we'll see what happens. Little too early to say. Yeah, there's a lot going on with that, and again, that's kind of something that we may discuss at a later date, but right now we do have ongoing severe weather here. In fact, let me just go ahead and get a message typed up for the chat. Again, I was not prepared for this, so that's my bad. I was not expecting to have to go live today, but here we go. Alrighty, again, bottom right-hand corner of your screen is Storm Under Media. They are chasing this storm right now along the California-Nevada state line. Will I be doing a severe weather forecast for tomorrow? Yeah, we're going to do that at the end of this stream whenever the severe weather threat kind of starts to ramp down, if we do still have time. Alright. So give me just a second here. So I'm just typing up a message right now for the chat. What is that noise? Oh, it stops. Alright. Do I think a slight risk is possible tomorrow? No. We barely have enough CAPE to sustain any thunderstorms tomorrow. In fact, I kind of talked about this earlier to one of my friends, but the NAM model right now is spewing out legitimately zero CAPE for this event. If we take a look at where these storms are actually going to be popping up at, if we take a look at this here on the NAM 3K 18Z run, we can see that we are barely going to have enough CAPE to sustain any storms really at all. The peak timing where we maybe watch for some severe weather is going to be late tomorrow night into early Thursday morning, but even then, we're really not going to be watching for too much. There's going to be, 500, 600 joules per kilogram of CAPE across sections sections of Tennessee and southern Kentucky. And sure, it may be a little bit higher down in Dixie Alley, but down there the issue is going to be wind shear. There's not going to be enough shear to support any severe storms in that environment. So again, we've got just the littlest amount of cape out here to maybe support a brief thunderstorm tornado or two. Again, it's kind of the similar setup to what we had the other day down here in Dixie Alley. We had, some really great wind shear potential out there, but the cape values were just not up there. There were several other problems with the setup as well, and that's kind of what we're dealing with tomorrow. That's why we only have a marginal risk for severe weather, and it's already been, it's already gotten smaller than whenever it was first issued. Originally, it included sections of, hey, Sam WX with the Slight Risk membership. Thank you very much, Sam. Let's get some WSAMs in the chat. Thank you very much. If you do want to become a member, feel free to do so by joining the channel there with the button next to the chat. You get access to early videos. You are going to get exclusive content, and you also get some custom stickers and emojis to show off in live chats if anybody wants to throw them down there. So, again, massive thank you to Sam for the $5 dono. Greatly appreciated. Because a Slight Risk membership is $5. Okay. Yeah, your profile picture looks pretty good. But let's go back out here to California. Again, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for 6 more minutes across sections of northern San Francisco here. We're going to be talking about damaging winds of 50 to 60 miles an hour possible across the San Rafael area, all the way up further to the north to south of Santa Rosa. What's up, Cowboy Bill from France? How's it going? Currently making a 2018 worldwide hypothetical cyclone season. I love videos like that. Mr. Storm and I love watching those in our free time. We used to do it so much, so I will definitely check that out. Think you might need to become a member. You don't have to if you don't want to. Again, it's just greatly appreciated, but obviously we try to treat everybody out here the same. There's just some special exclusive perks that you get if you're a member. But, if you ask me a question in chat, there's not a difference between me answering it as to whether you're a member. And obviously we don't just, say, how much money are you giving us? Oh, not enough. We're not answering your question. We don't do that here. Our goal is to make sure that people are staying safe, so that's what we're going to try to do. Latest GFS does show some of that snow from this low-pressure system stretching into northeast Oregon. Decent snow totals, yeah. We are going to be talking about multiple feet of snow being possible. Once again, they're in sections of California. If GFS shows me getting 5+ inches, I'll become a member for this upcoming run. I doubt that'll happen, unfortunately. I know you love snow, but this system that's upcoming is looking to be more of an Ohio Valley type thing, which, yes, that's another thing. In the next week or so, we are expecting a somewhat significant winter storm to potentially make its way through sections of the Ohio Valley and the northeastern United States. There's actually going to be a few storms that we're kind of watching for. The closest one is going to be just coming here over the next couple of days with that severe weather threat as well across the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. We're also going to be watching for some snow and even some freezing rain on the north side of that, which is why we have those winter weather advisories out for sections of Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, Nebraska, Iowa. We've got another swath going out for areas like southern New England, all the way back down through Delmarva and the Mid-Atlantic region. So we've got ourselves quite the system to watch here tomorrow. Again, we will likely have a live stream out not only covering the winter storm threat, but also the severe weather threat that we're going to be talking about down here in sections of the Tennessee Valley. Again, we're not talking about anything major, very similar to what we had the other day, just some high shear, low cape. SRH values are going to be decent, but nothing crazy, so likely we're just going to be watching for a couple of isolated wind gusts getting over 60, 70 miles an hour potentially. Nothing too crazy though, right? But if we take a look at the 18Z run of the HRRR and we take a look at those SRH values in the first kilometer of the atmosphere, mind you, I believe that's the one that we just selected. Let's just make sure quickly. Yep. So again, those SRH values are actually going to be quite decent across some of the areas that we're going to be seeing storms potentially throughout the afternoon and evening time hours of tomorrow, and even into the nighttime hours of tomorrow, into the morning time hours of Thursday here. Again, the main time frame that we'd really have to watch for is going to kind of be like 9 p.m.-ish, and yes, we could be talking about decent SRH values around 200 there in areas where we might be seeing thunderstorms across sections of Tennessee and Kentucky. If we take a look at the reflectivity, we see that we are going to potentially have some storms firing out there, but a lot of them are going to be further down to the south where those SRH values aren't quite as decent. The wind shear is not nearly as much, but we could still be talking about an isolated severe thunderstorms, certainly across sections of, say, southeastern Tennessee, especially. I would not be surprised to see the marginal risk get pushed a little bit further out into that direction there. So let me go ahead and get stream chat back up here. New England could be getting snow on Thursday. Yes. Yeah, with that system that we were just talking about there. Did a tornado ever make it on land during the Hawaii tornado threat? No, there was nothing confirmed anyways by a reliable source. We could see several winter storms mid to even late February. That is certain. We're in a pattern that's going to be very favorable for not only severe weather, not only winter storms like Sam just mentioned, but also some significant severe weather down in sections of the Deep South. So get ready. Again, the northern tier of the country is going to be very snow-heavy here for the next little while. I can tell you that much. This is kind of winter's last push, I guess you could say. It's really going to be throwing winter storm after winter storm at us for the next few weeks. I do think that 2024-2025 winter has been quite active and will continue to be here. All right, see you, Gooseman. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow around 4 p.m., southern Michigan, northeast Ohio, and western Pennsylvania, we can see an isolated line of freezing rain. Yeah, certainly. But we're actually going to be talking about freezing rain even earlier than that. Obviously, across sections of Missouri. If we take a look at the precipitation type, that is not what I meant to click. The precipitation type, we can see we've got some rain showers already developing in southwest Missouri, and by later tonight even, we already could be dealing with some isolated freezing rain across sections of northern Missouri and eastern Kansas, and that will continue to push further off to the northeast and become more significant as time goes on. Out here in east central Illinois, I'm kind of in like the weirdest spot possible for this event. I'm going to be right on the line of, will I see thunderstorms from this system, or will I see freezing rain from this system, or will I even see a little bit of both? It's definitely possible. I am under the general thunderstorm risk for this event. I'm just one county outside of the winter weather advisory, so it is going to be a very interesting event for me. I really can't tell you what I'll be seeing at this point, or whether it will be worth getting some footage out for, but I'm thinking I may actually get a little short out for you guys, for all you members out there, since I know I haven't been doing great on those members-only perks, kind of try to push some of those out there further a little bit more in the near future. So let's go ahead and take a look at the HRRR model here for California threat. We can see that over the next hour or so, we're going to continue to see more strong to severe storms sweep onto the shore of California there. That's going to continue kind of through 8 p.m. there. The temperatures start to drop a little bit. Dew points will drop as well naturally. All right, we're still going to be talking about gusty winds, so we could see an isolated severe thunderstorm warning or two get triggered by that, but at this point, we're mainly going to be talking about snow across sections of mountainous California here. If we switch over to the precipitation type, we can see it's going to be a mess across the mountainous regions of California here. Really, only the highest elevations will see snow, but the areas that do see snow, they're in the highest elevations, that big old powdery snow, you are going to pick up on a lot of it. We can see that we're going to be talking about, on top of what we already have, potentially up to 3 feet more of snow in the highest elevations. So we did just get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for the north side of San Francisco, since our other one did expire. Here we go. This is another severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 70 miles an hour for San Rafael, Paradise Cay, and Dogtown, California. If you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. This includes the Novato area, Black Point, Bell, Marin, Keys, basically the same areas that it did before. This is 4 sections of Marin County in Northern California until 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What's up, Carlos? See ya, Bill. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, we got that severe thunderstorm warning there reissued us. We are still seeing some gusty winds just sweeping onto shore here north of San Francisco. I would not be surprised to see some isolated gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour in downtown SF as well. But again, we're mainly going to be talking about areas north of San Francisco. They're north of the river, or north of the bay, rather. Any freezing rain for South Bend, Indiana? That's actually a really interesting spot because we're kind of going to be watching for a mix of freezing rain and snow for you. If we take a look at the HRRR model, though, on the 18Z run, I would be willing to bet that it points towards mostly a freezing rain threat at this point, but some snow showers definitely going to be possible mixing in there, but yeah, it's mostly going to be some freezing rain for you. You honestly could pick up on a decent amount if it all is freezing rain. Would not be surprised to see that winter weather advisory get extended further off to the east to include you. In fact, I think the only reason they probably haven't done it yet is because they issue winter weather advisories whenever events are coming within 48 hours, and we're just kind of just barely outside that threshold of time for most of the counties in your National Weather Service office, so they're probably just waiting to issue a big one all at once. But realistically, they could probably go ahead and put you under one right now. But anyways, let's go back over here to California. Again, we do have a mesoscale discussion mentioning the threat for flash flooding across sections of central California right now. Again, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, we have storm intermedia right up along the California-Nevada state line, and at the moment, it actually looks like they're in a pretty nice spot. Right now, they are chilling just on the southwest side of Reno, Nevada. They are right along I-80 there. Yeah, no problem, G. BRB. Alright, you're good, Twister. Make sure to like the stream if you've not already. Share it with a friend, because again, this was pretty unexpected to see today. Again, every now and then we'll kind of check the velocities here to maybe see some rotation spinning up, and it does look like we could have something going on here just off the coast, but it's also likely very contaminated, so we'll see what happens. Would not be surprised to see a brief land spout or a water spout or something from this event. But yeah, I was not expecting to go live today, if I haven't made that clear enough. So sorry that things are a little scuffed here, but we're here and that's all that matters. Again, we got storm intermedia up. I think we're doing a pretty good job here. Again, nobody else is live for this, but here we are. Again, we really try to make sure that we cover every event to the best of our ability. But yeah. What are my thoughts on Cincinnati? Yeah, so Cincinnati, Ohio, you'll likely be, again, kind of in that weird area where we'll be expecting mostly rain, but you're in a kind of similar position to what I'm going to be in. Did I say freezing rain? I meant mostly rain. If I did say freezing rain, I believe I just said rain. But if I said freezing rain, I said you're mostly going to be talking about rain. But we wouldn't be surprised to see an isolated freezing drizzle mix in there again, probably tomorrow night whenever the temperatures are at their lowest. We'll see what happens, though, but it does look like you're mostly going to be seeing rain from this event. Actually, wouldn't rule out a couple of thunderstorms. It does look like, based on the HRRR's newest run, or the most recent full run of the HRRR here, we could be talking about some isolated cells across sections of southeast Indiana and southwest Ohio that maybe do produce some isolated wind or hail. But yeah, mostly just going to be talking about rain for you, but it's going to be a very interesting event. Alrighty. And I want to see the next scan on the velocities here. This will probably be dead, but it does look like we do have a little bit of rotation trying to spin up just offshore here. Alright, and there we go. Yeah, it looks pretty contaminated. It's just kind of messy overall. Again, the special marine warning mentions gusts in excess of 50 knots, about 60 miles an hour. And then again, the severe thunderstorm warning mentions gusts up to 70 miles an hour. And no problem, Michelle. Thank you for tuning in. And make sure to like and subscribe if you're not already. For every 3 subs we gain in February, I will be doing 1 push-up at the end of the month. Now, this sit-up challenge that we did recently has had some effects on me, I'm not going to lie. Whenever I laugh too hard or cough or sneeze, my stomach, I'm having some abdomen pain. But I'm just kind of hoping that that'll go away over time. But again, it is not recommended at all that you go right into doing 500 sit-ups with no prior training. So again, I'm going to kind of say, and I've always wanted to say this, but do not try this at home. Do it in a smart way. Don't be dumb like me. But the push-up challenge, again, I think it'll be a little bit easier since it is going to be a 3-to-1 ratio. Because I want them to be good push-ups. I'm not trying to do, like half push-ups where my form's terrible. I want to get some good push-ups in there. Scotts Valley, California tornado was vortex. Was kind of shocked that it didn't. Multi-vortex was kind of shocked they didn't get rated EF2, considering the fact that it was in a populated area. Yeah, well, it was multi-vortex. It actually wasn't as strong as you might expect at first. I think the more interesting California tornado that we had recently was the tornado up to the north here that we had, the one that went towards areas southeast of Redding. It was the first tornado that we had in 2025. It was a crazy-looking rope tornado, threw debris thousands of feet up into the atmosphere there. Big old tornado up in the mountains of California in early January. Pretty crazy stuff. But so far, this year has been pretty boring severe weather-wise. We've had some big-time winter storms. We had Blair, we had Enzo, we had Cora. But, I mean, in terms of severe weather, things have been pretty boring, which, I mean, is good. Obviously, that means that people aren't getting hurt, but it's just not giving me a lot to cover here. Again, this event that we're going to be looking at tomorrow is honestly one of the bigger things that we've seen in a while. Again, like we had that severe weather event a few days ago, but that didn't really pan out anything crazy, you know. And it honestly was a pretty similar setup to what we're going to have here tomorrow. So, again, if it's anything like what we had a few days ago down in Dixie, I would expect maybe some isolated gusty winds, isolated hail, and a couple of brief tornadoes to be possible here, but wouldn't expect anything too crazy. Again, low cape, high shear environment. Very weird, to say the least. What's up, Randy? How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, I don't know, dude. In one aspect, I kind of hope that 2025 continues to play out like this, a big old nothing burger, considering we were expecting this to be a massive year for severe weather. But the other part of me does want to get some storms out there, since this is the first year that I can legally storm chase. Because I'm not in Oklahoma. But I don't know, dude. I have mixed feelings about 2025 so far. Again, no fatalities have happened due to tornadoes, but winter storms and wildfires have taken far more lives than any tornadoes would have in January. So, I don't know, man. It's pretty crazy. The GFS run is continuing to come in, starting to show that big-time winter storm that we're expecting right around Valentine's Day. Looks like, again, it's going to kind of be an Ohio Valley thing with maybe some severe weather down in Dixie. We've been forecasting this one for so long. We had a video out on it a few days ago. Despite there being SRH in the area, extremely weak shear and cape will prevent a spin-up. It's not extremely weak shear. It is very weak cape. But we can't completely rule out a spin-up, especially considering the SPC has already put out a 2% tornado threat. I'm actually quite curious here. What is NATOcast saying for tomorrow? So NATOcast, the AI forecasting tool, does not have a 2% risk out for tornadoes, but it does have multiple 1% total risks out, one of them being centered across sections of north central Alabama, the other being centered across sections of Tennessee and Kentucky here. And I would kind of agree with that. I'm not so sure about the Alabama thing. Again, weak wind shear down there, not really going to see too much in that aspect. But I don't know, man. The new NATOcast outlook for today does not have a tornado threat out on the west coast of California, but that doesn't mean we couldn't see a brief land spout or something. There's definitely been times where NATOcast is wrong. It's completely AI generated, so you should take it all with a grain of salt. I said Schult, because we were talking about shear. Oh, you're talking about today. Yeah, today, certainly. But yeah, if we just take a look at our wind shear values for tomorrow, this is shear in the first kilometer of the atmosphere. It is going to be somewhat decent, especially across sections of the Ohio Valley here. Let's go back to the 18Z run of the HRRR so we can look further out. But if we take a look at the 18Z run of the HRRR across sections of the Ohio and Tennessee valleys, we can see that we are expecting some lower level wind shear to definitely be possible there across sections of Kentucky and Tennessee, especially. If it would like to load, that'd be incredible. There we go. And now, yes, you will notice we have an absolute crap ton up here in, say, southern Illinois in southern Indiana, but you go that far north and there's literally no cape at all. So again, it's one of those setups where everywhere there's shear, there's no cape, and everywhere there's cape, there's no shear. If the max amount of cape from this event and the max amount of shear from this event met, maybe we could see something significant, but that's just not the case this time around. So again, it's very unlikely that we see a slight risk get issued for tomorrow. I was honestly a little surprised they even threw out the marginal risk considering the circumstances, but on the newest runs of the models, there has been a slight, very slight uptick in cape. But that does not mean there's going to be a lot by any means. If we take a look at the HRRR once more, but for the cape values this time around, we can see that we're really only going to be talking about a few hundred joules per kilogram in the highest caped areas. Again, maybe a little more down in Dixie Alley, but down there we're not going to have enough wind shear to support any severe storms. So, again, we've got that wind shear from the north here and the cape from the south. We're going to have a little bit over the Ohio and Tennessee valleys, and that little area there where they seem to meet, that's where we're going to be talking about severe weather being possible. But again, it is just such a minimal threat. It really is. I mean, peak timing for storms, 11 p.m., I'd say. And at that point, we've got 600, 700 cape across, maybe 800 cape across Alabama, but in the area where the shear is, we've only got, 400 or 500 joules per kilogram of cape. So really, if anywhere, I'd put a bullseye over sections of eastern Tennessee for a tornado threat, but even then, it's so insignificant and minuscule that I don't know about that 2% that the SPC's thrown out. Maybe here or there we see a brief land spout or something, but I don't know, man. I'm not saying a tornado is going to be impossible, but I am saying that it's not the most likely thing in the world. So, we shall see. Anything for Terre Haute, Indiana? Yeah, so Terre Haute will mainly be looking at a potential for some freezing rain out there. If we take a look again at the HRRR, we go back to the 18Z run here on the mixed precipitation type. If we take a look at this here, we can see that we are expecting that system there to potentially bring you some rain, but maybe an isolated bit of freezing drizzle kind of mixes in there. Any sort of thunderstorms that we do get should stay south of you. And again, this would all be tomorrow. Not expecting anything today. But yeah. If northern Alabama drops a tornado, it'd be hilarious in the fact of a general thunderstorm. It's happened several times this year already, so we shall see. Alrighty. We did get an EF4 and a general thunderstorm day in 2016. Not familiar with that day. You'll have to inform me. Was it Georgia? Yeah, I mean, the freezing rain event is really going to be the only thing that may be considered dangerous in any way out of this system here. We definitely could be talking about a few tenths of an inch of ice accumulating, especially across areas in the Mid-Atlantic and Appalachian regions. Ice storm warnings have been issued for sections of West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, which are somewhat rare. We're expecting potentially up to a half an inch of ice accumulation, which is just crazy. And it's not necessarily that you're going to get all that heavy ice at once. It's just going to be kind of stretched out light to moderate ice over several hours for some areas. December 26, 2016. I don't really know how crazy 2025 will be when it comes to tornadoes. Yeah, I mean, again, we were expecting, and many people were saying that this would be a historic year for Dixie Alley. People were saying it would be 2011 like. Now, I didn't say anything like that, which makes me feel good. I'm glad I didn't, but I really would not be shocked to see some significant tornadoes down here in Dixie this year. I did say that. I did say that this could be a big year for Dixie. If you haven't already, make sure to check out our 2025 severe weather forecast. Encompasses the entire year 2025 and what your area in particular can expect for severe weather. That video is doing so incredibly well, so I do want to thank you guys for that. It's got nearly 800 views, and it's really doing well. So again, just thank you all for that. Put a lot of time into that video, so makes me very happy that it's doing great. Oh, 2015, okay. Yeah, see, I don't know that much about 2015. I really don't know too much about the 2010s. 2016 is one of my better years just because it was one of the more active years in the 2010s. Chat, I'm going to go and use the restroom real quick. I'm going to throw a BRB on the screen, and as that BRB states, I will be right back. So give me just a moment here. Let me throw a BRB in chat, and I will see you all in, say, 2 or 3 minutes. Alrighty, chat, we are back. A little faster than I expected. But yeah, I mean, this is really, there's not much to say other than what I already have been saying here. Again, some significant damaging winds possible in the northern outer suburbs of San Francisco, San Rafael, Novato, Paradise Cay, the Highway 101 corridor, be looking out. Try to avoid travel if possible, but outside of that and some flooding, not a whole lot to say. Again, almost more interested in tomorrow's event right now than I am in this severe weather event that's ongoing. So, that should tell you something. I think 2025 will be decently active, some strong tornadoes in Dixie, but everywhere else will be average. It's kind of what I said in my forecast. I do think that the plains in the Ohio Valley could be slightly above average, but I don't know, that may just be location bias. But considering the pattern we're in, where we could be seeing, cooler air temperatures up here in the north and much warmer temperatures coming out from the Gulf, I really would not be surprised to see some big-time severe weather and tornado outbreaks out here in the plains. And because those tornadoes are going to be able to track further eastward, that would also push into the Ohio Valley. So, that area in particular there, would not be surprised to see some above-average severe weather activity potentially. That looked like a clickbait YouTube thumbnail. Think we'll have 8 moderate risks in 2025? You see, if we talk about our little bingo card that we set up, we put on that card 10 plus moderate risks as one of the options. So if we do see 10 plus moderate risks, that would be something that we could cross off. But at this point, with how below average of a year we've had so far, severe weather-wise, it would be pretty surprising if we were to get a bingo. Now, obviously, that is time to change. All right, 2024 started out as a very boring year, and it ended up being one of the most active years in history. So 2025 definitely could do something similar, so we can't let our guard down. But the good news is that so far things have been quite underwhelming, severe weather-wise. Thank you, Sylvia. What's going on? But again, tomorrow, marginal risk of severe weather out there for Nashville, Clarksville, Murfreesboro, Jackson, and Bowling Green, Kentucky. Yeah, I'm not saying 70-mile-an-hour winds aren't strong. I'm just saying there's not much to say outside of what we've already said about it. We had a macro burst in northeast Ohio last year. I never heard of it until last year. Microbursts seemed more common, but it felt and looked outside just like a tornado. Yeah, significant damaging winds and heavy rain can feel like that at times, especially during derecho events. But yeah. But I do think this will be a very interesting event tomorrow. I think it'll be very lackluster, but I'm going to be interested in seeing what plays out, because this is probably the least confidence I've had in a Storm Prediction Center risk in a long time. I really don't think this event deserved a marginal. Maybe I'll be proved wrong, though. We shall see. I definitely don't think it deserved a 2% tour risk, but again, trust the SBC over me. They're trained professionals. They know what they're talking about. I just really wouldn't bet a lot of money that this is going to be a big-time event. Wouldn't bet any money, in fact. And obviously a marginal risk doesn't mean too much, but you should expect some severe storms to be possible on a marginal risk day. And I just don't really think that's going to be a big issue. But we'll see. I mean, as early as 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to be talking about thunderstorms, sure, across sections of Dixie, but severe weather is a completely different ballpark than just typical thunderstorms. And from what I've seen, it doesn't look like we're going to have anything too significant. And sure, thunderstorms will really get going here in Appalachia around midnight, but at that point, you're in an environment where you don't have any cape, you don't have really too much wind shear, I don't believe. Let's just go and take a look there to confirm. I guess you actually do have quite a bit of wind shear, which is probably the only thing keeping those storms going, but you don't have a lot of cape. SRH values are somewhat high, sure, but again, without wind shear, you're not really going to be able to do too much of a heck of a lot. That did not make sense. Dude, that hurt my abdomen so much. Straight pain. That was a really dumb stream to do, dude. Next time we're going to lower those donation perks, because I want to do this every month of 2025, and I can't be dealing with, significant muscle spasms and stuff like that for the first 5 days of every single month this year. It's not worth it, unfortunately. But yeah, that was definitely one of the craziest streams I've ever done. Mainly because of your guys' generosity. But we do now have over 3,600 customers in Martin County, California without power. That's something to report on. Will I watch the Super Bowl? Heck no. The February 5th, 2025 Nothing Burgers happened. That is a very real possibility. That's what that stream was titled. I got a lot of drivers ed homework to do. So honestly, if there's nothing tomorrow that's too crazy, we may not stream at all. But that's really the only reason that we wouldn't stream. We're going to have a big time ice event, and I do want to cover it. But severe weather-wise, if nothing happens, we may not even be here, because our teacher today was very ticked off. Because nobody, including myself, did the reading that we were supposed to. So that was not fun, but here we are. Listen, I was streaming. I don't know what their excuse was. I was doing 500 sit-ups for YouTube. But no, Sam, I don't really care about football in general, and this year, this is just the most... I've not seen a single person outside of Kansas City or Philadelphia that actually wants a team to win this year. And yes, I get it. You're going to say, oh, I want the Eagles to win, and I'm not in Philadelphia, but yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But around here, at least, nobody even wants to watch the Super Bowl. Everybody wants to watch the Puppy Bowl. But yeah, I've got, some serious cramps going on down there. And, I mean, this is, sort of a problem, because this is 48 hours after the stream. So, I don't know, man. I'm sure it's just temporary, but I just hope that I didn't seriously hurt myself. I'm going to the gym today as well, so it's a little rough, but, what can you do? It was my decision. So... I decided wrong. And I'm stupid enough that I said I'll do it again next month. Again, though, I don't think next month will be as bad, because the ratio is 3-to-1 instead of 1-to-1. Or 1-to-3, I guess it would be. It's not 3-to-1. That would probably kill me. Yeah, it's pretty good for first forecast. You've streamed a lot, though. Again, not a lot to say that hasn't already been said. We've been live now for about 45 minutes covering severe weather with our atmospheric river across Northern California. We've been talking about damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. We're also forecasting for tomorrow's event that will unfold across sections of the Ohio Valley and the Midwest. So if you have any questions about your location, feel free to leave them all down below. But if it continues to look like this for the next little while, we'll probably end off very shortly. Not really a reason to be here if nothing's going to happen. Again, this was a pretty big surprise, though, to see multiple considerable severe thunderstorm warnings out of the blue. Tomorrow will be a nothing burger or super overperforming. I don't think it can really super overperform. It's not even like a low floor, high ceiling event. It's a low floor, low ceiling event. So, this is the normal outlook for an event. And this is the outlook that we have for tomorrow. Family in Batesville, Indiana. What's it looking like? Let's check things out. You should probably know where Batesville is. I think I've looked at it several times. But Batesville, Indiana, there is really just going to be all rain. Not really too much of a freezing rain threat. Some thunderstorms may actually mix in if we take a look at the reflectivity. It is certainly possible. Let's go to the 18Z run here. It is certainly possible that we do get some isolated thunderstorms to mix in, especially kind of later tomorrow night. 10, 11 p.m. Thunderstorms start to really crank as they're moving through the Batesville area, so we'll see. But probably just some rain, maybe an isolated gust of wind, some lightning, but nothing too significant. Would I consider April 26th outbreak a super outbreak? No. Now, listen up. April 27th, 2024. I'd say probably. What about Wilton, Iowa for tomorrow? Let's check it out. Yes, you're under that winter weather advisory there. Wilton, Iowa, honestly, you're probably going to be dealing with some stuff today. HRRR here showing some of those rain, wintry mix showers popping up. If we look at precip type here, we go back to the 18Z run of the HRRR real quick. What's up, Mr. Storm? But if we take a look at the 18Z run here, we can see that in the afternoon time hours of tomorrow, certainly some freezing rain could pop up there. Kind of all the way through tomorrow around midnight. So, main thing we watch out for there is some significant ice accumulation potential. It's Mr. Storm. We call him Mr. Barometer, though. By the way, again, bottom right-hand corner of your screen is Stormwater Media. They are traveling through Reno, Nevada right now. Look at that little view they got. It looks beautiful. They're right up along that state line. They're on I-80. Or they're not on I-80, but right along it there. They're at the gas station right now. How's the stream going? It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. It's been a little boring. But that's just because there's not been much to cover. Look at some lights on in here. The sun's starting to set. It's getting a little dark. I love these streams where, like, I start and it looks like it's noon out, and then by the end of the stream, it's pitch black. Now, that's probably not going to happen this time around because we're going to end off here pretty soon, but it's just pretty funny to see. If there's something really significant in the Pacific, or if it's heading for somewhere in the United States from the Pacific, we'll talk about the Pacific, but for the most part, it's just the Atlantic. By the way, this season, do not be surprised if I refer to this as the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America. I'm going to use them interchangeably. I'd like to go with the Gulf of America, preferably, but there will be sometimes I forget. Will Bowling Green, Missouri get any freezing rain? Let's check it out. Bowling Green. Yeah, so we definitely could be talking about some freezing rain there. You are under a winter weather advisory, but you're on the very southern edge of it. We're just really going to be talking about a little glaze of ice there. If we look at the precipitation type, that actually could definitely start later tonight, around midnight, and then kind of last throughout the morning and afternoon time hours of tomorrow. Again, maybe some regular rain mixing in there, but for the most part, expect some freezing rain accumulations. So just be careful when traveling along roads, especially like along Highway 61. Things might be quite busy as well. So just be careful. That's all I have to say about that for that area. Walpole, Massachusetts. It's an interesting town name. Trust me, you've missed out on a ton of interesting sites. I haven't missed out on them. I know about them. I just haven't covered them. Are you talking about like there's significant ones that I haven't covered? Because that's not really true. We're gonna be talking about more than just freezing rain up here in Massachusetts. This is one of the more fun forecasts that we've done for areas today on tomorrow's event. We're going to be talking about snow. Yes, the S word, snow. You haven't seen a whole lot of that this year. You did just get some recently. Mr. Storm can tell you about that. But we're going to be talking about snow with this system here. Mainly going to be around kind of Thursday morning, afternoon. And then by Thursday evening, whenever things reach peak temperature, some rain will likely mix in. But you could definitely expect a few inches of snow there for sure. If we take a look at things, see, we're expecting 1 to 4 inches of snow and a light glaze of ice. You've already got quite a bit of snow on the ground, so that'll be somewhat significant. Okay, not a whole lot of forecast confidence in that one, though, so that's why they've done such a wide range. What's up, Derek? How's it going? What's up, Darian? Right, but 2023, we really didn't cover hurricanes that much at all. So, I don't know why I'm getting interrogated right now on my hurricane coverage. This is crazy. Alright, Storm Under Media did end their YouTube stream, but let's see. Yeah, they're a little sneaky. They got their live still going on Raider Omega here. So we'll just pull that up instead. Let's try to get in the same spot that this was. We'll expand that out there. Get rid of that. And we'll kind of shove that bottom right. There we go. Looking spiffy. This is going to be weird whenever I full screen. I don't know if it's going to be the right aspect ratio. We'll see. I don't think it is. I think we need to push it back down here. It's not in the right area. Alright. Somebody let me know if that looks good or if it's off. Okay, we don't have a thumbnail for this stream because this is really last minute stuff. So, sorry about that, but... Storm Media is on an Uber mission. What's up, Franklin? How's it going? Hoosier, how's it going? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we said something about Christie. And, I think we touched on it briefly in one of the forecasts. I don't really remember, though, because that was a year and a half ago. Hello from Utah. I'm just going to adjust the camera here so that we can see my ugly face a little bit better. Let's get fancy, too. Let's get fun. Let's flip this. I always wondered, what happens? Is this just going to, like, flip me upside down if I click flip vertical? Yeah. We don't want that. There we go. How do we feel about this for the rest of the stream? Looks great. All right, bet. Thank you. Oh, it's 2024. I think we did mention it. I remember it. I don't know if we mentioned it or not. Leave it upside down. It's crazy. All right. So we'll see if they reissue this severe thunderstorm warning. I'm just going to let you guys know right now that they're probably going to. This is going to be something that lasts for hours and hours on end, which is really going to ramp up those power outages. Again, make sure to like the stream if you've not already. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes this stream before we end off here. Okay, I don't think we're going to be live here for too much longer if things continue to stay calm. And we'll likely be back tomorrow if any severe weather pops off in the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't have a lot of forecasting confidence in this. So we'll see. Maybe there's a little question mark on this area, but I really would not bet on too many severe storms tomorrow. Not going to be too much of a tornado threat either, in my opinion. But the SPC has put out a marginal risk, so we'll see what happens. Again, minimal cape in the Ohio Valley. Now, again, we got a lot of cape down to the south. Hey, what's up, Alan? Thank you for the $2 dono. Greatly appreciated. Get a W, Alan, in the chat. We'll go over that in just a second, Alan. But down in Dixie, sure, we're going to have a lot of cape, low shear. And up in the Ohio Valley, we're going to have a lot of sheer, low cape. It's just how the cookie crumbled this time around. And it's going to be that little corridor in there in sections of the Tennessee Valley where we have a little bit of both. That's where we could see an isolated severe storm. So is northwest Illinois going to get snow or freezing rain? That's a really good question. And I'm going to say right off the bat, it's probably going to be mostly freezing rain, unfortunately, for all you snow lovers out there in northwest Illinois. If we take a look at this, we can see we're expecting freezing rain there according to the winter weather advisory. And the HRRR model on the 18Z run here is showing a big-time freezing rain event for northwest Illinois. So be careful traveling on the roads. It'll mainly fall over tomorrow night into the morning hours of Thursday, so be prepared to wake up with poor road conditions. But again, thank you for the $2 dono. You've helped out this channel so unbelievably much, so thank you for continuing to do so. Alrighty, let's shrink that down there. Throw that onto the dono board. What's up, Mark? How's it going? not feeling well today, you're sick. That sucks. Hope you get better soon. That's been going around. I mean, we are genuinely peak flu season right now, so it's always, late January, early February that really gets you, and that's really been a big thing this year, at least in my neck of the woods. Special marine warning has been canceled. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well myself. Think we'll get any severe weather outbreaks for the rest of February? At some point, yes. Again, we're going to be seeing a lot of winter storms in the Ohio Valley, so at least one or two of those is bound to bring some severe weather down in Dixie. But our event tomorrow, don't have a whole lot of faith in. Abdominal pain sucks, Davis, especially when you work out too much. Yeah. Again, do not attempt something like what I did. That was very stupid. I would encourage people to be more physically active, get in some sit-ups every day, but don't do 500 in one sitting, and if you're going to, have practice. Don't just decide one day, hey, let's do 500 sit-ups. What's going on, Mayday? It's been a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm surviving. I'm going to the gym today, so we'll see if that's miserable or not. I'll let you guys know. But yeah. Hit the like button. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll see if it gets better anytime soon. It's me volting and all. Okay, gotcha. Nice piano music. I always tell my mom whenever you guys compliment her on her piano music in the background. Summer Media is back on the run. No pun intended. They've got some water pouring onto the roads there. What's up, Clint? Honestly, probably not the best drainage in that region. Whenever you get to the outskirts of a city like this. So just be careful. We've had a lot of snow melt over the Ohio Valley over the next few days because a lot of areas still have a ton of snow on the ground from Blair and Cora, believe it or not. And all that snow melted yesterday whenever we had temps in the 70s in some areas. So it's really put water all over the roads in some areas, especially here. But I think we're going to end off the stream here since we no longer have any severe weather alerts. I do want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it, everybody. Love you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow, most likely. But if I don't, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is.